everybody. It's Alleged Actually Podcast, and I'm Sherry. Tonight is Monday, and you guys know what that means. It's Married to Medicine. So Mondays are Married to Medicine Mondays. So guys, last night's episode, it really wasn't a whole lot going on. I chat with other fans, and the consensus seems to be that the show was a little boring last night. But then you had some that said it was refreshing to see the ladies actually getting along and not so much drama. Last night, I think that episode really individually spoke to each one of the women in their situations, which was nice. It opens up with the ladies are back, so they're back in their element. It opens up with Toya playing tennis. She was getting her Serena Williams on. And then we go on over then to Dr. Heavenly, who's getting another one of her happy patients, another beautiful smile. Then we go over to Sweet Tea, who was getting her TikTok on until Dr. G comes down the stairs and politely or impolitely, whichever one you want to call it, lets her know that TikToking is cute and all, but he's hungry. Okay, so Miss Sweet Tea had to put that little O-ring up and go get in that kitchen for Dr. G because he did the whole belly rub things. I was like, really? Okay, Sweet Tea. I mean, no, honey, don't get me wrong, because I feed my man too. You need to feed your man, but it's not that serious. You can't finish your TikTok. I don't know about y'all, but I'm serious on my TikToks. But anywho, we going over to Dr. Jackie, and she's seeing her patient, who is none other than rapper extraordinaire, the Brat. And the Brat looks like she is literally about to pop. She's there with her wife, Judy, and Dr. Jackie's going over some things that she needs to do to be healthier, her eating. And then you see Dr. Jackie go on the confessional screen and talk about how she likes to empower her patients. Okay. I'm not going to drag you, Dr. Jackie, anymore because we've already had that talk, ladies. She's apologized, and I believe when you sincerely apologize, an apology is accepted. Anywho, she goes on to say in her confessional that she tells her patients that, if something doesn't feel right, look right, seem right, to speak up, to ask questions. She again says she wants to empower her patients. And so with that being said, she goes on into her talk with Vice President Kamala Harris that she's really excited about the work that they're going to do regarding the mortality rates of African American women in childbirth. We talked about last couple weeks that statistically they are higher. And I do commend Dr. Jackie for bringing a light to that. That has been a problem for years. And I hope now with her having Vice President Kamala on her team and, being made aware of it, the White House is now taking notice that the initiatives will get a lot more publicity. Folks will get educated, and then we'll start to turn those numbers around. And so shout out to Dr. Jackie. Good work, sis. Good work. So after that, we go over there to Toya and Dr. Eugene. They are in the kitchen preparing dinner. They're going to have breakfast for dinner. Eugene is in his happy place. He likes to cook. I don't know about y'all, but who doesn't love a man that loves to cook? I mean, Toya seems to have it made, but listen. Two sides to every story, I suppose. Toya's complaining per usual. The boys are out with their friends, and so they have a night, just them two. And Eugene brings up the point that this is indeed some quality time, a date night. And Toya's like, nope, this is not a date night. We stay in too much. I miss how things used to be. She was like, I feel like we've gotten complacent and we tend to stay in and not make the effort to go out. And, Dr. Eugene keeps trying to plead his case. No, this is still good quality time. And I, for one, I'm have to say I agree with Dr. Eugene, but I'll give it to Toya too. It's nice to get out. I mean, I think it's important for married couples to continue to date each other. My husband and I mean, we try to make sure we get date night in. It is important. So, but let's keep in mind, Dr. Eugene works them 12-hour shifts and the brother be tired. Toya, give the man some breathing room here. I mean, it's clear that Dr. Eugene adores Toya. But neither here nor there. We'll get more into that later. She says that, she feels lonely when he's not there. But, I mean, the man's got to work to provide, Toya. I mean, you can't have, your tennis club, your fancy neighborhoods, your big house, your fancy cars, your pool, all of this and that, and have the man home with you all the time too. He's a doctor, and you knew that when you married him. Anywho, they do a flashback to the reunion because last season, Toya complained a lot about the fact that Dr. Eugene was working a lot and didn't seem to have enough time for her and the boys. And so that's been an ongoing thing for them for a while. It seems that they are getting along better, but it's still part of her storyline, y'all. Anywho, she says she wants more. She even goes on to say, and I thought, like, girl, really? She says she takes the man's credit card to buy herself flowers, but she wants him to take the initiative, and she doesn't want to have to take his credit card and buy herself flowers. Ma'am, why are you taking the man's credit card to buy yourself flowers? Toya is a trip, y'all. But I was watching Dr. Heavenly on one of her lives, and she actually said, she used to think Toya was a hot mess. She used to be very critical of Toya, but I guess she was stating, and it made me think too, she was like, truth be told, the way it is now, people are leaving here. Toya lives her life, right? Toya is going to be happy. Toya takes that time to pamper herself, take care of herself. Toya going to do Toya. And, a lot of us ladies don't take time to care for ourselves, to give ourselves that time, to go get your facials done, to go to the spa, to go get massages. There's something to be said. So Toya, honestly, I'm not mad at that. It's something to be said about a woman that knows that she needs to make time for herself, that she needs to take care of herself. All that's well and good. But we'll get a little bit more into that. So basically, Dr. Eugene says he gets it and that he's going to start doing more and they're going to do more outside dating. So then we go head on over there to Dr. Simone and Cecil. They have gotten their investment condo and they are moving their boys in. Their two sons, Michael and Miles, are going to be renting the condo from them. I think it's on a time limited basis. And I said this last week, in this day and age, some people say that's spoiled, but look, that woman went to school, she's an OBGYN. If she wants to do that for her boys, because we all need a little help to get started. Like I said, I too have helped my adult children, and there is not a thing wrong with it. If you can do it, you should. As long as helping and not enabling. And so far, putting time limits on it, I'm with you, Simone. Personally, I don't see a thing wrong with it. So they're moving in. They talk about how much is too much of them kind of popping in. And Cecil's basically like, it ain't too much. I'm going to be popping by all the time. But I think Cecil's looking at it as, well, he even states he's looking at it as a place to go crash, to hang out with the boys. You know what? Cecil, I don't know. Cecil is giving me like frat boy vibes still. Like, it's like, and maybe it's just the way he's portrayed this season, but it seems like every time you turn around, he's got one of the guys coming by offering him a drink, cigars. He's hanging out with the boys as they're the same age. He didn't want to even put the boys out. I think he liked having them there to hang out with. Child, and again, listen, still no criticism. it's kind of cute, but it's like, Cecil, I don't know. He just seems, well, it seems like he's living his best life, honey. Dr. Simone, she stays booked and busy, honey. She's running her own practice, and Cecil look like he's living a good life. So, then y'all, one of my favorite scenes of the night. So they go over to Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly, and they're discussing Laura getting ready to go off to college. Like I said, she's about to go, or she's getting ready to go to FAMU, which is the same college that Dr. Heavenly went to, which is Florida A&M. It's an HBCU. I support HBCUs. Like I said, guys, I went to one of the best ones in the land, North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. Can I get an Aggie pride? You know. Sorry, guys. I'm going to do that. No, I'm not sorry. Every time I get a chance, I'm going to do that. So shout out to all the Aggies out there. Anyway, they have the sweetest talk about what life is going to look like for them as empty nesters. Their boys are grown. Allura is the baby. There's flashbacks. They go back to when she's a little girl. Y'all, it was the sweetest thing ever. I mean, I've been there. All of my children are grown. It is hard when that baby leaves. There's something about it. But y'all, you get used to it. And once you get used to it, it gets good to you. But anyway, they kind of, are talking about in the confessional that, they're going to miss her. And I think that's really sweet. And then, they go and say, or Dr. Heavenly's like, well, Daddy, we'll be safe with our 5 dogs. Who knew? They got 5 fur babies. One of them was out there with them. I think he was like a German Shepherd or some kind of Shepherd mix. Anyway, honey, I'm getting all the way off the subject. We go back on over to Dr. Simone and Cecil. Like I said, they're reminiscing on how they used to visit. Or Dr. Simone tells the boys come in because Dr. Simone and Cecil got to the condo first. They're kind of setting things up. Dr. Simone starts displaying condoms everywhere. She's trying to make sure her boys are safe. I'm not mad at that. They seem to have a good relationship with their boys. That's really refreshing to watch. They have a champagne toast, and Simone goes on to talk about when she used to visit Cecil when they were in college. Apparently, Cecil was there with his roommates playing video games. It seems like they just kind of, back in the day, just nerded it out a little bit. But it seems like, listen, it worked for them. I am not mad. But anyway, then we go back to Dr. Damon and Dr. Heavenly, and they start talking about some more about the situation with Dr. Heavenly's sister, about how he thinks it's important to continue to reach out to her sister. Dr. Damon, he is a good guy, y'all. He talks about, apparently he doesn't have any full siblings. He was saying that if he did, he would just continue to try and try. So he encourages Dr. Heavenly not to. She says that she did make an attempt, that her sister did not answer. And that was last week's episode. She did, when she was sitting with Allura, her daughter, she did reach out with Allura's encouraging her to do so, because with her being gone, she would like to see her mom try to really step it up and try to repair her relationship with her sister. But Dr. Heavenly says, she has a good life, and she's not sure that she wants to invite that into her space and her peace. And I can't say I'm mad at that either. Now, let's be clear. We know Dr. Heavenly stays with the mess. And so perhaps a lot of the reason that her and her sister don't get along could have a lot to do with that quick mouth. But, we don't know. It's been stated since she's been on the show that her sister and her have an estranged relationship. But their mother is now deceased, and her mother's dying wish was for the two of them to repair their relationship. So I really hope they do. I mean, y'all, there's nothing like family. And so I hope Dr. Heavenly and her sister's name is Denise, I hope they work it out. It's good that Dr. Damon is encouraging her and Allura. So perhaps with that, she'll continue to try. And maybe we'll even get to see it on the show. That would actually be nice. A little something to add to the show. All right, guys, we then go to the next scene, which is Dr. Alicia and Phaedra. They are meeting up to have a meal together, and they talk about how they feel about what went down in Napa Valley. Phaedra says that she feels lighter. Y'all, that's so shady, though. Listen. Well, she says that, I guess that she felt like Quad was she was trying to help Quad, repair her relationships with the other ladies. But I guess since it went so left, it appears that Phaedra is saying that she just didn't want that drama and that she feels a lot lighter and a lot more at peace being around the ladies with Quad gone. Truth be told, though, y'all, I feel like she's still salty about what Quad brought up about what Dr. G said about Phaedra. That, in fact, Phaedra and Dr. G used to date, and that they stopped dating because Phaedra required him to pay her or give her $4,000 a month to help her out. Y'all know how Phaedra can be from the Real Housewives of Atlanta days. If somebody crosses her, she turns nice nasty, y'all. So I felt like she was embarrassed in front of the ladies, and I feel like that might have a little more to do with why she's kind of glad Quad is out of here. But that's just my opinion. They then go on to talk about doing some Reiki healing. Apparently, Phaedra has gotten into doing some Reiki, or some people pronounce it Reiki, but it's Reiki healing. Apparently, she's done this for Dr. Alicia, which Dr. Alicia said it really helped her. It is a way of healing people through energy. I don't know a whole lot about it, but apparently Phaedra has gotten her. Now she's into that too with all her other jobs. She's a mortician, a lawyer, honey, everything. Now she's a Reiki healer. Okay. But anyway, she says she's going to put together an event for the ladies so that she can continue this theme of peace and them getting along, and so child, then we go from there back over to Sweet Tea and Dr. G. Child. She has made him some spaghetti salad for dinner. Now listen, I was in the chat groups talking about this. I like to get other people's perspectives before I come on here and recap the shows. And they were just hating on her spaghetti. Now look, is it how I do mine? No. But I mean, how you gonna say something looks like it's disgusting or it tastes bad just by, looking at it on TV? I don't think it looked bad, y'all. I think that they just keep coming for Sweet Tea. Anyway, so they sit down and get ready to eat, and she starts talking to Dr. G about what happened at the doctor when she went to go see the OBGYN specialist that Dr. Simone had referred her to, Dr. Davis. And she talks to Dr. Gregory about her prognosis, which is endometriosis, and that she had cysts on her ovaries, and that possibly she would need surgery, and that it could definitely impact her ability to conceive and to have a baby. Dr. G assures her that his concern is her, though he does want to have a baby. And then, y'all, it goes to the confessional where he says, in fact, he is actually concerned because of his age. So I went to do some research. Dr. Gregory is 56 years old. So I gather that if he's going to have a baby, I can understand time being of the essence. However, now she has these issues. He even says, I had wanted to start having a family right away, again, given his age. And he said that, it was concerning to him that now they would have to wait for her to have this surgery plus time for healing. I mean, it's a valid concern, but to me, it seemed a little insensitive when, in just the scene prior, he was reassuring her that, should God bless him with a baby, that he'd be happy. But if not, his number one concern was her. Seemed contradictory to me, but it is a valid concern, y'all. I mean, the man's human. We all know that Dr. G wants a family. That was one of the big things with him and Quad. Among other things, but Dr. G has been very vocal about wanting children, so that's neither here nor there. So anyway, she asked him to also, with the things that she's doing to prepare herself with her surgery and, getting her endometriosis taken care of, or medical treatment for that she would want to make sure that Dr. Gregory's sperm count is also where it needs to be, because that's also a concern. Child, he reassures her that he's done a home test and that his sperm count is up there. That there needs to be at least 20 million, and at that time he tells her that his were 20 million strong swimmers. So shout out to Dr. Gregory. All right, guys, so then we're moving along with this. Toya's complaints worked because Dr. Eugene stepped it up, and he plans a date night for him and Toya. And he takes her to this place called Buckhead Butcher Shop. Now, the title is misleading because when you go inside, actually, he had the place rented out for the night, so it's just them two. There was a chef in the back, and they were going to have some Wagyu beef, and it was really nicely done. I mean, very intimate. To me, very well thought out. Like I said, I mean, best cuts of beef you can have. Then he mentions that he was going to do some kind of brown, like some kind of bacon. Dr. Eugene goes on to say, you win her with that. And then it goes on to scenes showing how Toya likes bacon on everything. She loves bacon, but child, who doesn't love bacon? So anyway, she goes on to complain. And the chef goes over the menu, and like I told you, they're having the Wagyu beef, the bacon, with some great sides. And Dr. Eugene just cannot help himself, y'all. He wants to get in there and sous chef. He wants to help the chef. So then Toya goes on to say, well, this date is not about me. This date was for you, Eugene, because you wanted to just get in there and help the chef and learn from the chef. She even says, I mean, you seem mesmerized. You look like you're in love. And it's funny how the camera pans and you see kind of Dr. Eugene looking at the chef with like this loving look. Child, the man likes to cook. And like I said, honey, there are bigger problems you could have. Okay? But anyway, she goes on to say, as they're getting their plates and stuff, the plates are warm. It reminds her of the time she used to work at Ruth Chris. So apparently when Dr. Eugene was a young doctor and Toya was in graduate school getting her master's, she worked at Ruth Chris. She remembers the time that Dr. Eugene came in with his other friends that were medical doctors, and she's like, she had to serve them. And Dr. Eugene was like, guys, this is my girlfriend. Isn't she cute? It was kind of cute, and like, it was a cute moment of them reminiscing of how they dated. And so then basically she continues to berate the man instead of being appreciative. Y'all, it really gave off ungrateful. I did not like that. And though I really like Toya and Dr. Eugene together, this is not the first time we've seen this in Toya. And it's been said by her co-stars, by the fans, Toya wants to work the man to death. But he can't seem to do enough for her to please her. I don't know. I thought the date was very, very nice. I thought he put a lot of thought into it. I thought it was very sweet. She just kept clowning him through the date and talking about it, and that it was more for him because he assisted the chef, and she just didn't seem, like I said, she didn't seem grateful. It's a bad look, Toya. A good man is hard to find. Do not put yourself in a position, honey, because I done seen in them blogs, them ladies like, if you don't want to, send them my way. Like I said, good man is hard to find. Now, I got my king. There's a lot of ladies out there that don't. So Toya, you might want to reel it in and start appreciating that man. It's just a little advice from a legend, actually. Anywho. So guys, the last part of the show is the Phaedra's Reiki event. And she has it at this nice spa looking area. And she has a shaman that she works with that actually she learned under, that's there. Nice looking brother. The first to arrive to the event is Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Simone. And like I said, Mr. Shaman, he is, you know, rather tall and buff guy, nice looking brother. Fast till Dr. Simone comes in and grabs his bicep. And Dr. Heavenly asks, can he do her? And Simone says, nah, he's going to do me. Child, what Phaedra has in mind, and they're going to do a sound bath. She's even got her little flute out. And then the shaman and Phaedra, I guess Reiki, it's like I said, it's about energy healing. And it's like, you know, they use whatever they've learned and go over your body, and then there's areas where there's hurt or things that need to be healed that would be identified. And so as they're getting ready to do it, you know, and she's starting to let the ladies in on what they're going to be doing. The other three ladies come in, Dr. Alicia, Toya, and Sweet Tea. Dr. Heavenly, I thought this was funny. Dr. Heavenly was a little hesitant because for her, and you know, I'm kind of weird about some things like that too. She's a Christian, and she was like, child, I'm not trying to be doing no, you know, no funny stuff, whatever. She's not used to Reiki or whatever. And so she's asking the shaman some questions. And honey, she asked him if he was a pastor, and he's like, no, but I am an ordained minister, non-denominational. That seemed to satisfy Dr. Heavenly. And so we go on into the sound bath, and the healing commences. The two that really seemed to really get something out of it was Toya. Her feet kept tingling. You want to know why? I think Dr. Eugene's going to give you the walking papers if you don't start being more grateful, man. So the feet was tingling to let you know you need to be more grateful. Just saying. Dr. Heavenly starts to feel something in her chest area. And so she keeps talking about how she feels it, you know, like it feels heat. She feels it in her chest. All the ladies are in like a very relaxed state. And then the shaman, Phaedra, they get ready to tell them to come back to an awakened state. So they come out of their sleep. Child, Dr. Simone's over there sleep. And then you see her in the confessional stating that, listen, she's a doctor. So whenever she gets somewhere quiet and lays down, child, it's lights out. I can't be mad at that, Dr. Simone. She looked like she was real peaceful though. So she got something out of it too. So after they get done, Phaedra and the shaman ask if there's anyone that would like a one-on-one session. Dr. Heavenly decides she does, since she wants to kind of explore what's going on with where she's feeling up in her chest area. The other ladies go out to the pool where Phaedra's got some healthy snacks for them and refreshments. And so then the shaman and Phaedra start to do their thing with Dr. Heavenly. And Dr. Heavenly starts to talk about how she feels this this feeling in her chest, and her and Phaedra talk and basically state that, you know, it's her heart. There are some things that need to be healed in her heart. And Phaedra believes that those things have to do with her sister. And so on the flip side, the other ladies are out by the pool. And this is when Sweet Tea gives them an update on what's going on with her. She thanks the ladies for being supportive while they were in Napa, because Sweet Tea was in a lot of pain while she was there. She wasn't feeling well. And Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone were very instrumental in getting her to seek help. And she talked about what was going on with the bilateral cyst. And you could see the look on Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie's face. To me, it was very much a look of concern. I don't think Sweet Tea seemed to understand that, in fact, she really will need that surgery. I don't think that it's really a gamble of if, but when. And so they do tell her about that. And they tell her that, you know, she can get pregnant, but you can tell in the way that she was trying to explain it to her that the odds are stacked against her, that it definitely does decrease the chances of her being able to get pregnant. But she does talk about the other options, which is a surrogacy or adoption. So it's always good to have options. We go back over to Dr. Heavenly and Phaedra, and like I said, they talk about the thing with her sister, and Dr. Heavenly really, you know, just tells her that she's hesitant to bring her sister into her life because her life is good, you know, and she just doesn't want that drama in her life. And though Phaedra hears her, I think that she thinks it's very important that Dr. Heavenly at least seeks some peace and healing in that relationship, whatever that looks like. Because, you know, you can repair a relationship and you can forgive and you can be at peace with someone. You don't have to have them all up in, you know, your life. Or you can do it at your pace, if you will. So, like I said, I hope to see that relationship be repaired. I do believe in family. I believe in, though it's not always perfect, that you work at those relationships and, you know, that you don't give up on each other. And so with that, they all come together and the ladies talk some more about the Reiki session and that they enjoyed it and that, you know, they seem to be supportive of Sweet Tea. And basically they get together, they laugh, they're all together, everybody's getting along, and the episode closes on that note. Like I said, guys, it wasn't one of the most exciting episodes. It was nice to see the ladies in their element, nice to get into what each one had going on. I hope to see a little more. Dr. Alicia, we still don't have a whole lot. I think next season you're going to see more with her husband. There's some issues there with his kind of Neanderthal ways, gender roles, and the way he sees women, but we'll get into that next week. But yeah, guys, so that was the episode. There was nothing really exciting on the Instagram live either. Seems like now it's just Phaedra, Toya, Dr. Alicia, and Sweet Tea. So it used to be Dr. Jackie, Dr. Heavenly, or Dr. Simone would hop in if she could, but I mean, the doctor's got to work, so I'm not mad at them. You know, Sunday night, they got to prepare to go into their respective offices, and I'm not mad. But the Instagram live wasn't giving. So that's pretty much what we got for last night's episode. I do want to say to everyone,